Two real estate strategies that no one is talking about today. Hi, my name is Paul R. Atkinson, and I'm your real estate virtual broker. Today, I'm going to talk to you about two real estate strategies that no one is talking about. Now, here's one. One of the things that we have to realize when we are negotiating for our clients, our customers, the buyer, the seller, is that we need to have skills, selling skills, and most of all, negotiation skills. What is negotiation skills, or what are negotiation skills? One of the things you should realize is that, have you ever heard the term, burn the candle from both ends? What does that mean? Can you imagine? You have a candle, you hold a candle like this, you light it here and you light it there. What's happening? It's burning quite fast, isn't it? But equally. Well, that's important. You have two parties that you're working with, a buyer, a seller. You need to work them both. If you are dealing with the seller and you have a buyer's agent that's representing the buyer, that buyer's agent ears and mouth goes into the ears of the buyer. So you must communicate in a way that you could pass that information on through that buyer's agent to the buyer. Very important. I want you to focus for a minute and just listen to what I'm saying. You want to negotiate well, right? Okay. So you're dealing with two parties. When you're dealing with the seller, for example, you will understand what the seller wants and needs are, and what their dominant buying motive is. You know, that's that emotional thing that makes them feel right based on the decision that they've made. Very important. What does your sellers want, need, and what's their DBM, dominant buying motive? When you understand that and know that and hold it in the palm of your hand, then you can better facilitate the buyer side. And that's why you're burning the candle from both ends. Very important. So when you understand what the seller is looking for, and now you have a buyer that comes with an offer, maybe the offer is not what the seller wants to see, but it's reasonable. How do you communicate to the seller and to the buyer that this deal can come together? How do you do that? Well, understanding where the seller is good. Understanding where the buyer is through the buyer's agent is also important. And how do you do that? Well, you need to talk to the buyer's agent if you're not dealing with the buyer directly, and just talk to them a little bit. Get to know them. Say, hey, look, how's it going? First time working with you. Thank you so much. It's great. Where are you practicing now? Okay, have a little friendly chat in between doing the deal. And then you can say nonchalantly, hey, tell me a little bit about your buyer. What's going on? I want to put this deal together. Let's work to make it happen. Tell you a little bit. When someone expresses themselves outward, when they're able to talk and release this impressions that they have inside of them, it builds what I like to call psychological reciprocity. That means that you, as a communicator, is giving them credit for their beliefs, their thoughts, their actions. And when you do that, the psychological reciprocity kicks in, and it makes them morally obligated to give you back that respect in the communication. So when you talk to the buyer's agent and you talk in a way where you're learning about the buyer, what their objectives are and what their capabilities are, you can better facilitate what the seller wants to see, and you'll put the deal together. Negotiating involves a lot of selling skills. There's one thing that I want to share with you that you must really note, and you might want to write this down. There's a product that I've created called the 5 Steps of the Sale. The 5 Steps of the Sale It's for masters. You want to be a master of what you do? Then you need to look into the product that's right down below in the description of this video called the 5 Steps of the Sale. The 5 Steps of the Sale will allow you to be that top producer that you want to be. It involves the first step, conversation, curiosity, third step, conviction, desire is the fourth step, and the fifth step, close. Very important that you understand the 5 steps of the sale. You know why? For example, let me ask you a question. Are you humanly possible to see 17 stairs or steps in a stair? 17 steps. Is it possible for you to jump from step 1 all the way to 17? Is it possible? No. You have to take 1 or 2 steps at a time. So understanding that when you're negotiating at a master's level, there are steps of the sale that you have to follow. And what's the first one? Conversation. You have to build that conversation. And I talk more about this inside of my product. So click on that button below. Now, if you want this product, click on the button and get this product so you can become a better producer and a better negotiator today. Now let's continue. When you understand the 5 steps of the sale, that involves conversation, curiosity, conviction, desire, and close. I'm so excited about this product. Let me give you a little bit more about it. Listen, in conversation, okay, that is where you get the prospect to like you, to trust you, to believe in you. Okay? Very important. Step number 2, curiosity. This is where you get the person, your prospect, to be curious. They want to hear, they want to see, they want to smell, they want to taste your proposal. They're anxious to see, oh, where's this house? How are you going to sell my house? The house that I want, you're going to show it to me. They're very curious. Now, step 3 is conviction. That's like when you go to the judge, you know, in court, and he said, convicted, sentence. That means they're sold. Because inside of the conviction stage or the step that I show you, you will see how you can convict that customer to buy that product, whether it's you as their buying agent or their selling agent. Doesn't matter. They're buying you. And remember, there's 5 steps. The 4th step, desire. Normally, if you perform step 1, step 2, and step 3 immaculately, you don't need to go into step 4, which is desire. It's not needed because you're a master. And I show you how to do that. Now, step 5, very important. There is a time when to close, and you need to know when that is. And I provide that inside that link below. So click on that. Now, let's continue on and finish this up. One of the most important things that we talk about today, hey, burning the candle from both ends, how to be that top negotiator. It's very important that you know how to negotiate when you're dealing with buyers and sellers in real estate. And being that top negotiator is going to take you to the top of being that top realtor in your marketplace. I've been doing real estate for more than 16 years. Consistently, 6 figures over and over and over again, year after year after year. But what's most important is the longevity. And I talk about that quite often, the longevity. Some realtors, they come in, they'll do 6 figures this year, less than next year, 6 figures other. There's no stability. Listen, you want to know and see, and without any doubt in your mind, know that every year you could make 6 figures. For over 16 years, I've done 6 figures over and over and over again, and I will show you how. So once again, guys, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to see you and have you here. Remember, click on that button, subscribe right now. But most important, you want to learn more about how to be that top negotiating real estate agent? then you need to click on that button and get that product right now. I'll show you more in depth. Very important that you learn the 5 steps of the sale and master it. I'll show you how to do that. So it's great to see you again. What do I always say? You remember that? Go get him, Tiger.